Jump up out the back cave, jump up in the pool. Real soon we'll see who's who. Real soon we'll see who's who. Jump up out the back cave, jump up in the pool. Real soon we'll see who's who. Real soon we'll see who's who. Is it really gon' bust a move? Take that mask off, take that mask off. Need a bag off. Need that cash off. I'm a cash cow. Riding house of house. Yeah, we in the building. Yeah, we count millions. Yeah, we count zillions. Stand on top of buildings. Now we looking villages. People catching feelings. Don't worry about it. Where we at, we don't feel them. Jump up out the back cave. Jump up in the pool. Real soon we'll see who's who. Real soon we'll see who's who. Jump up out the back cave, jump up in the pool. Real soon we'll see who's who. Real soon we'll see who's who. Is it really gon' bust a move? If you only knew what to do, you have no clue. If you only knew what to do, you would've moved, but you didn't wanna move, didn't wanna go, you didn't wanna move, so you lost control. Now you're a zombie, apocalypse upon me. Just say goodbye, goodbye. Just an all black, just jumped on the coupe. And my bank need a roof, and my bank need a bank, and my house don't need a yacht. I done jumped up out the coupe, jumped up out that bitch, no roof. Jumped up out that bitch like woof, big dog. I'm on campus, big God. I'm on campus, big God. In the Hamptons, how you flex on me? Bitch, you don't know, I don't know how to do the flexing. Yeah, this is just like racing. Put them in the torture rack. Yeah, we betting. Yeah, we in the war, spiritual war, and who you bet against? Please don't bet against me, nigga. Don't you know I'm a veteran? Hit on one time, let him drop to the floor. He needs some medicine. Yeah, he needed surgery. That boy talking etc. Why don't you just stop talking that noise? Boy, you did it up. Yeah, you owe a lot of money to us, and now you scared of us. We don't do no gangster now. Yeah, we just do the light. Yeah, we just do the right. Yeah, we just take that flight. Going all day all night. Yeah, look me in my eye. Let him know you hypnotized. Let him know you got them ties. Them street ties, yeah, don't want no flight. You doing the wrong thing, wonder why. Cause you know it's time to fly. Gotta change your mindset. Wonder where your mind at. Gotta change your mindset. Wonder where your grind at. I know where your mind at. Gotta change your mindset. Don't know where your mindset. Gotta change your mindset. Wondering where your time went. Gotta change your mindset. Wondering where your time went. Wondering where your mind at. Where your mind
Yo, it's your boy Awesome as JL, aka the biggest music artist in the metaverse. And you are now tuning in to a new episode of Beast on Air. Let me get all my stuff muted. I hear sound everywhere. But anyway, yo, welcome to Beast on Air. Hold on, what is that? I think this is one of y'all background. I'm not sure what it is. Let me see. Okay. I think it was Sway Z background. Yeah, it was Sway Z background. Something going on. But yo, shout out to everybody tuning in to the show. You're now tuning in to episode 5, season 2, with Sway Z and Marc Powers in the building. You know what I'm saying? We got 2 talented individuals up over here. You know what I mean? We got both my guys in here. Yo, shout out to everybody tuning in. Definitely appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure y'all like, retweet, subscribe, do all those different things. We out here, we're actually simulcasting. So we on Facebook, We're on YouTube, and we're also on Twitter as well. So shout out to everybody tuning in. Man, we got a loaded show today. We got a loaded show today. So look, we're gonna go ahead and start with my guy Sway Z. Man, so this is how we start the show. I know this y'all first time being on the show, right? But we like to do this thing called a heartbreaker, right? So the heartbreaker is name your top 5 artists of all time, no matter what genre. Top 5 dead or alive. That's what we call it. So Sway Z, what's good with you, my guy? First of all, introduce yourself and let the people know what it is you do, and then jump into your top 5. Let's get it.
Yo, so I'm the DJ and producer from Philly. I write mostly electronic, but I also do hip hop. I also do funk, a little bit of big beat, a little bit of big band. I do a little bit of everything, and you'll hear influences of all of that in my music that I put out. I kind of stick to more of a cinematic type theme for most of my tunes. I want them to be a journey. I want the listener to go on a journey. I want them to experience what I was experiencing when I was writing that tune. Just got back into it. I took about an 8-year break, had some kids, family life, that type of thing. But, thanks for having me on the show. My top 5, man, that's tough. I'm a hip hop dude, so they're mostly going to be hip hop. For me, outside of the Wu-Tang Clan itself, it would be Method Man would be one of my top guys. And then probably second on the list, if he had a longer career, Big L. Always good. But going a little bit off would be the Beastie Boys, then probably Run DMC. And then probably rounding out my top 5, man, I'd have to either go with Tribe Called Quest or maybe De La Soul. I mean, it's those two are tough. I think I'd go with Tribe because I'm a little bit more familiar with Tribe Called Quest. So
Dope, super dope top 5. Fire, absolutely fire, man. Yeah, I love how you put Big L in there too as well. And this is a bit of alpha. So my name, JL actually comes from that's actually one of my first rap names, right? I kind of extended it and put Awesome Is in front of it, but it comes from Jay-Z and Big L put together. So there was a freestyle they used to do back in the day on Hot 97 where they were going back and forth, Jay-Z and Big L, and it was my favorite freestyle. And one day I was just driving, right? Like I had an old rap name, right? And it was kind of trash, you know what I mean? It was kind of trash to me. So I was riding, I was like, man, I got to come up with something better, right? And at the time, like, I was just riding around listening to that freestyle over and over. I was like, man, this freestyle is so dope. And I was like, Big L, Jay-Z. I was like, JL. Oh, that's different. I ain't never heard nobody have that name. You know what I mean? So that's just a little alpha, man. So we already off to a solid start with this show. You know what I'm saying? I liked it. I love it. All right. So now we got my guy, Marc Powers, in the building, man. Hey, this guy is an amazing soul. He's an amazing spirit. Man, I think I ran across him one day. I think I just like pulled up to his space or something like that, man. And he just had this amazing energy, very positive guy. Like, and then I found out he's doing spaces daily over there on Twitter. Man, he got his own token, his own coin. He got a lot of things going on. But look, Marc Powers, introduce yourself to the people. Let them know what it is you do, and then get into your top 5 of all time. Let's get it.
All right. Can you hear me, man?
Yeah, perfect audio.
All right, awesome. Yeah, my name is Marc Powers. I'm a producer. I'm a rapper. I do sound stuff. I do also binaural beats, frequency stuff. I have, as you said, the Daily Space. I do binaural beats live productions every Monday. People can come to me and I customize some binaural beats for them. Some people say, yo, I want to relax. Or some people say, hey, I want to have my crown chakra activated and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. So everybody can come. And some people just have a hard time and, you know, it helps them to relax. So I'm also in sync and licensing. I do mainly rap music, but also synthwave, pop music, even that kind of, I don't know, like rock crossover stuff or something like that. If somebody shoots me a beat like that, I also like drum and bass and all kind of stuff, all kind of rhythmic stuff, you know. I'm originally from Berlin, Germany, but I'm living in Turkey now since 5 years, more than 5 years. And I rebranded myself to Marc Powers. I've been doing music since almost 30 years. It's crazy, man. It's been a long ride. Yeah, and I really like your name, man, JL. I didn't know that. Jay-Z and Big L. That's pretty cool, man. Sway, nice to meet you, by the way, man. Cool, nice to meet you, man. Yeah, what else can I say, man? Yeah, I got my own token, true. I'm in the Pulsechain NFT community, and recently I do tracks for projects, man. That's pretty funny. For NFT projects, for even for tokens and stuff like that. I like that, you know, when I feel connection with people, with projects, then I can shoot tracks then, you know, and that's always what I do. Yeah, man. I think I forgot something, but it doesn't matter, man. So,
nah, it's all good. Look, I'll tell you what you forgot. You forgot the top five.
I got that in my head. I only got two so far, man. Let's see how far can I get, man.
Okay.
So number one is definitely Freddie Mercury for me. When I was a child, I was always Freddie Mercury fan, man. How he come to stage and stuff like that. I was like, oh, I got goosebumps all the time. And for rapping, it's Guru of Gangsta, man. He was always so inspiring because he came with DJ Premier. He came to Berlin, Gangsta, the whole posse, you know, with Bumpy Knuckles and all those dudes. And he came 3 times, man. And I will never forget that, the love he shared with Berlin, man. And I like his delivery and his philosophy, man, his street philosophy, always with a sense of, yeah, solve the situation, you know, get peace is more important. You're just a thug, you're just playing yourself and stuff like that. This is the real knowledge coming, you know. And then KRS-One, of course. KRS-One, the teacher, you know, I always watched Yo MTV Raps, and then knowledge reigns supreme and all that stuff. When he started talking, man, I was like, yeah, he's true. So I got 3 already, right? So 2 more, man. Michael Jackson, I'm sorry, man, but Michael Jackson, I can't, you know, it's Michael Jackson's MJ, man. I listened to that, and when I was a child, you know. And probably the last one is, it's a bit weird, but it's AC/DC, man. Yeah.
That's a solid one. That's not weird. That's a solid one.
Yeah, I always was in the pub, and you know, and then drinking some beer. There are more, man, but that's my top 5 for today. Yeah, man.
Okay, man, solid. Hey, both of y'all's list was super solid, man. Both of y'all, man. Hey, y'all like veterans out here, man. Y'all been out here doing this music thing for a minute, so this is like a perfect pairing, having both of y'all on the show at the same time. This is amazing, actually. Yo, let me take this second to shout out everybody tuning in. Yo, shout out to Soul Liddy Records in the building. They was the first one to comment. They always out here commenting. You know, Shaggy, you know, Racks out here. You know what I mean? Hey, we got something in the works in the background too. Y'all stay tuned for that. Yo, shout out to Giselle Avenue in the building. She threw up the flaming heart emoji. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good sign. You know what I mean? That means she rocking with the show tonight. Yo, shout out to the homie FDE Flat Dark Earther. He says, let's get it. And yo, shout out to Script World Crown. He's new here, so major shout out to him. Salute. he said what it looked like. You know what I mean? So it looked like legends. You know what I'm saying? That's what it looked like. So shout out to Script. Thanks so much for pulling up. Let's go ahead and dive in deep, man, with these two artists, man. I'm very excited to jump into y'all's story. Now, since y'all got some experience in the game under y'all belt, one of the first questions I want to ask y'all is about the transition into Web3 music. And I want to ask this question specifically: how much different is it? It like, well, hold on. Let me phrase this in a perfect manner, right? Because from what I'm getting from you two, it's kind of like you both kind of had that pause in y'all's career where you kind of stopped for a minute and then you came back, right? But when you came back to Web3. So let's dive into the story of that and how that happened exactly. And we'll switch it up. Let's go with Mark. We're going to go with Mark first. So Mark, how was that transition going to be, from being that guy that was like knee deep in hip hop, like in the early 90s, you know what I mean? Really putting in that work to the transition now into Web3. What's the differences? And also what's some of the pros and cons?
First I didn't realize it, to be honest. I just came across the NFT community and I was like some kind of hype man for them, just like, yeah, yo, buy that NFT now, 1,200, 1,300, let's get it. We are 13% minted out and stuff like that, And then I thought like, yeah, why not doing a song, for the project, because I'm so hyped up. It was my first mint ever. It happened like 7 months ago or something, I mean, I was familiar with crypto before, but all those NFT stuff. And then they told me, yo, you can do your own music NFTs and stuff like that. And then I discovered Twitter Spaces and stuff like that. And then my mind was like, boom. I was like, oh my God, I can get in contact with all these people, and they're inspiring me on a direct level, And so I sold my first music NFTs and stuff like that. And to be honest, man, to this day, I never researched what does Web3 means. I know it's like connecting your wallet and interact and stuff like that, not social media anymore, just like having everything ready, having NFTs maybe in your metaverse and stuff like that. I'm in a metaverse project too. So I want to give concerts. I want to make NFTs, and they can maybe have skins working together with artists, stuff like that. And it's the pro is definitely that you get in touch with your audience. That's not possible when you're just on Spotify or something. It's to some extent possible when you're on SoundCloud, right? Because you can look at the comments and stuff like that. But for me, it's like, yeah, get them over in my Telegram, talk to them. Yeah, get them in my spaces, Now you're doing this YouTube stuff. I want to extend that too, going on YouTube and stuff like that. They can buy my music, and even they can choose the direction I want to go artistically, in that kind of space, where we're together. I know I will always make free music, but they can choose some direction. I always ask them, hey, yo, what do you think? What we doing in the space and stuff like that. So that's definitely a pro. A con, let me think about the con, man. It's lacking physical contact, man. That's definitely the con, because the best thing is when you see people, when you shake hands, right? When you there are a lot of scammers outside. They just have a PFP. They just have a Telegram group. They're anonymous and stuff like that. And they don't even come to spaces and speak publicly, So it's hard for me, for example, it's a red flag when a project not even come to spaces or stuff like that, I'm like, nah, I don't want to get in touch with them. So I would say, yeah, the physical contact to get to feel the energy of people, like directly, like you catch the emotion on a different level, that's the con for me. Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It definitely makes a lot of sense because there's nothing like face-to-face contact. That's part of the reason why I started Beast on Air. I wanted to, start to get some of these faces on an actual screen you
really
know,
cool,
so people can like see them in motion, like in real life, right? Because it's kind of it's different when you're on Twitter Spaces. You hear the voice, of course, you hear the voice, but you got to be able to put the face with the voice, you know, so you can really fill out that person's spirit and really feel what they're really about. You know what I mean? Yo, shout out to everybody tuning in. Make sure you like, retweet, subscribe. You are now tuning in to Beast on Air, episode 5, season 2, with the homie Swayze and Marc Powers. If y'all just now tuning in, Marc Powers just broke down, broke down his pros and cons from like when he first got into the game to transitioning to Web3. You know what I mean? And he had some great pros and cons, and I definitely agree with what he's saying. But now we about to swing on over to my guy Swayze. So Swayze, the same question for you. What's the difference between your music career back then, your early music career to transitioning into Web3, and what's some of the differences that you're noticing?
I think it's easier to get music out there now with Web3, being that you don't have to go through, a specific person or a specific distributor or a specific this or a specific that, or you don't have to know somebody. I think it's a lot easier for independent artists, to put something out there, put something they believe in out there, and to be able to connect with people that might be looking for new artists and new people and things like that. When I first got into music, man, many years ago, like if you wasn't out on the street corner hustling CDs or mixtapes or, even flyers to a party for some dude that you knew was going to be throwing down a good set or a good show, you really weren't making any contacts. And I think the networking ability that you have in Web3 is a lot stronger. But also, I agree with what Marc said, and like that face-to-face contact is important sometimes because that really lets people know who you really are and what you're really about. Like you can see it in a person if they're about what their hustle is. I took an 8-year break for family reasons, but getting back into the game, it really was hard for me, having that much time off and then trying to get back into the game. And then, you have a lot of good newer artists out there that you really didn't see before that are in the Web3 space because they weren't on the Web2 space, which being an old school kind of guy, that's where I spent a lot of my time digging through crates, digging through record stores, digging through, whatever for new music. Then came the digital age where you were on like Napster, LimeWire, and, whatever, just digging up stuff, mostly viruses, but occasionally you came across some good music. But moving into the Web3 arena, there's a lot of good artists there that people just don't realize that are there because they don't get that exposure on any other platform. And I think moving into that was a little bit difficult because, once again, as Marc pointed out, there's a lot of sketchy shit. There's some projects that you're not really sure what's going on there. But I got into it for a specific person. Jarhead there, our buddy. He really was bugging me. He was like, listen, man, I know you've been writing some music again. He's like, you really need to check out this space. And at the time, like, I really didn't know much about Twitter Spaces or really much anything about crypto. A lot of what I learned came through the community, and the community that it doesn't even necessarily have to be my specific chain community. It's just the community in general through Web3 that has really taught me a lot, but also given me a lot of exposure to new fans and to new avenues for my music.
Yeah, well spoken. I definitely agree. I agree with everything you're saying. One of the things I love about the space is the fact that I love the fact that the artist is not really held to a higher regard than the supporters. I feel like now the artist can actually be with the people, right? Be with the people. We could talk, we could chat, but we do music too. You know what I mean? And we dabble in all types of different art forms. I like the fact that we can all just come together under one roof, you know, in the Web3 space or the cryptocurrency space, right? And not really have this type of thing where, oh, this one person is over this person and this person is over this person, and we can all speak on the same level of dialogue and have that type of conversation. I think that's super dope, because in the past, referring to the old world of like music artists, it was kind of built to kind of put the artist on a pedestal to a point where and I don't mean in the pedestal in them putting the artist on a pedestal, I really don't see that as a bad thing. But what I do see is kind of off is when you try to say this person is better than somebody else. And that's not the case at all, you know. So I definitely don't agree with that aspect of things, but I agree with everything that you're saying, Swayze. And that's just one thing I see in the space that's kind of different. This transform opposed to the old industry. Before we get into the next topic or get into any more questions, let me take time out to shout out the sponsors of tonight's show, which is Project Newm. Yo, shout out to Project Newm. It is a music streaming marketplace and Web3. They have all types of things going on over here with Project Newm, man. It would take me a million years to really run down everything they got going on. But what you can do, right, if you're interested in Project Newm, if you're interested in, you know, giving a new marketplace a try, trying something different that's not just the major digital streaming platforms such as Apple Music or Spotify, and you want to try something different that is going to garner more engagement with your actual supporters and the people that listen to your music, then check out Project Newm. If you're interested in checking out Project Newm, please go down below to the descriptions. It's just one click. You'll see Project Newm. Also, there is a brief description there as well, so you can learn a little more about them too as well. So, but yeah, major shout out to Project Newm for them sponsoring the show tonight. So major shout out to them. Like I said, if you're interested in Project Newm, go ahead and go down to the description below. Also, you can go down to the description below if you're interested in checking out Swayze or Marc Powers as well. I have their links down below. It should say guest right under guest, and we have their links. And you can go check out all their music, everything they got going on. If you feel in their music, you feel in a vibe, go ahead and check them out. I definitely urge y'all to do so. And also, major shout out to everybody tuning in. You are now tuning in to Beast on Air, episode 5, season 2 with Swayze and Marc Powers. All right, we are at the halfway mark of the show, and I think it's about time for us to jump into some music. Let's hear this music. It's time to bring the vibes. Now, I do have records from Swayze, right? I got some Swayze records. So Marc Powers, you'll do me a favor and drop some stuff in the private chat if you have any links that we can go ahead and start spinning some records so we can get into this music. Let's see. So Swayze, shout out Swayze. He's dropping exclusives. I see a Dropbox links. I love Dropbox links because that means we got it first. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Beast on Air exclusive. Man, I need to get a soundboard for StreamYard, man. I need to get the soundboard popping. But let me go ahead and open this up.
Got something for you, man.
Oh. Okay. He got the live soundboard.
That's train, baby.
That's lit. Oh, that's what you be doing in your spaces. That's crazy.
Yes. Because I don't got a soundboard, you know.
Yeah.
I'm from the 90s. I even got a calculator, man.
Oh, wow. You out here with it for real. Okay. Boom. So, okay. Yeah. So Marc, go ahead. Okay. You already sent me links. Dang, that was fast. Okay. So boom. We're actually about to get into this joint. We got us a good old Dropbox in. Swayze, before we jump in the track, do you want to kind of explain the inspiration behind the track? You don't have to go into too much detail, but give us just a little bit.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm very into like kind of the older school hip hop and the more dramatic, and it's a little bit dark if at times, but that's kind of my style. I'm a little bit different in a lot of ways, but like I said, each track is a journey, and I want you to feel that experience, even if it might be a slightly darker twist on what you know might think. This is called clocking. It's basically built around time, and you'll kind of see that reflected in how that beat actually takes shape, and you'll see that metronome of a particular sound in the song. So that's what I was going for. It'll come out on the EP. I got about 6 tunes on that EP so far. I don't know if I'm going to stop there, if I'm going to write a few more. I got a couple more in the works, but for right now, that's kind of where it's at. And this will be on it.
Okay, so this is an exclusive for Sway Z off an upcoming EP called Clocking. So let's go ahead and jump into this real quick. Let's get it. Remember, this is a Beast on Air exclusive. I need to get the tag for that. Beast on Air exclusive. All right, Sway Z Clocking. Let's get it. Yo, and that was Clocking by Sway Z. That was fire, bro. That was fire. That was, like you said, it was cinematic. Like you took us through the, you know what I'm saying? You told a story, you know what I'm saying, from the intro all the way to the outro. That was fire, man. Like, what are some of the inspirations from that track? Like, what was going through your mind as you made that? I know for me, that gave me like it gave me Subway. I don't know why. Like it gave me like a Subway vibe. like you in the subway, you see what's going on. There's a lot of culture, like a New York subway. Then you jumping on a train. But as you jump on a train, you have on headphones, you tuning things out, and all you kind of have is that vision of things passing the window, like at a rapid pace. You know what I mean? That's the vision I get from it. But what did you have in mind when you created this? What inspired it?
So yeah, kind of like what you said, man. You know, I had a lot of things that had happened to me recently, and it really started making me think about my own, you know, time, the time that I had left, the time I have with my family, the time I have with my kids, and I try to use those experiences as inspiration, and I want to express that through my music, and I try to convey what I'm feeling at the time through that tune. So everybody, you know, has a finite amount of time on this earth, right? We don't know how long we got. What I do know is I like writing music, and I like writing music for people that want to hear new and different stuff. And I feel like my style and the way that I interpret things through music is different. And I want to convey that through my tunes. And that inspiration was just, you know, think about that. Stop a little bit, slow down, you know, enjoy the good things, enjoy the time you have with your family, enjoy the time you have with your friends, with good people. I normally don't do live streams like this. You know, I'm a very laid back, kind of introverted type of guy. So for me to come out and be, you know, proactive and even promoting myself or promoting my music and kind of explaining how I got to that point in the track is big for me. And, you know, that made me realize time is short, man. But yeah, that's kind of the inspiration for it. It's, you know, it's kind of, I wanted that to come out in the tune. Like, you know, you only have so much time. So enjoy what you got and make the most of every opportunity.
Dope. I feel like that's a beautiful explanation. I feel like that's one of the type of things that people don't really talk about in the open, but I feel like it's dope how you portrayed it in the track, and you put all that energy into the track to create something beautiful, you know, such as this song that you made. Like, I think that's fire. I think that's dope. And I think another thing too, that's not really talked about is that how art is kind of usually manifested from like a dark place. Right, it kind of comes from a dark place, and we take it as alchemists, and we, you know, put it on a record or create music with it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's super dope, and that's so fire. So thanks so much for sharing that with us, because I know you didn't have to. So that was it was dope, man. It was super dope. Like Marc said, cinematic, very cinematic, man. Cinematic, definitely a vibe. That's one thing that I love about Beast on Air too as well. I've definitely been getting a lot of producers slash music artists coming, right? And I feel like one thing that's kind of coming back, especially in the Web3 space, is the artistic producer, right? And what I mean by that is a producer that produces because he loves to produce. Like, he's not producing just so somebody can get on his productions. He's creating his art through his medium of production, right? And I guess it's like soundscape, like a soundscape type of vibe, you know what I mean? And I think that's so dope, because I feel like a lot of artistry has been milked out of the production aspect to make it mainstream or consumable, you know what I mean? But you don't have to make it that. You could just let it be what it is, right? So yeah, it's super dope. Swayze, man, you definitely give me Rick Rubin vibes too as well, man. You give me some Rick Rubin vibes.
It's funny you say that, man, because me and my mix engineer, he's a really good friend of mine, that we're kind of in a collaboration project as well, called Concrete Chaos. And what that's built on is anti-bullying and anti-discrimination in the workplace, and also in your personal life. And you know, he's been discriminated against a couple of times, and it's really taken an effect on him. It's really taken a toll. And I never thought of him as the kind of person that would, you know, that would affect. but he did, and he took it and he proposed this idea to us, and you know, he wants to use it in a positive light. So we've also been using that as inspiration for our music too. And it's very cinematic. He is a very cinematic engineer and a very cinematic producer. I mean, he does all kinds of stuff. And you're right. I think music has lost a lot of that artistic production. You know, you go to a movie, right? Every scene you see in that movie, there's a feeling that they want you to have for that particular scene, and that's portrayed sometimes through sound, sometimes through body language. We as producers, we're doing it through sound. And you know, me providing that cinematic atmosphere, I want to take you on that journey. I want you to be a part of that, and I want you to be a part of the track. So I try to portray that as well as my friends and you know, people of like-minded, I guess.
No, that definitely makes sense. It definitely translates. So excuse me. But yeah, that's so fire, man. If your friend ever gets into the space, if he ever dives in, I would love to have him come on the show too as well and talk about what you guys are creating. Because I feel like those type of topics and those type of things definitely need to be amplified and brought to the people, right? Because I feel like you guys doing something that's bold and courageous like that will help people get through, you know, those times and let them know that they're not alone, you know, and that they're not the only ones like going through that type of stuff. I've definitely been there before. That's super relatable too, by the way. But yeah, major shout out to Sway Z. If you're just now tuning in, you tune in to Beast on Air episode 5, season 2 with Sway Z and Marc Powers. We just played an exclusive joint by Sway Z called Clocking. Very cinematic vibe. If y'all want to check that out, go ahead and rewind the show and check it out. But now we're about to jump into some Marc Powers. Marc Powers, we do have a record from you. We got a Spotify link. Let's see. Let's pull that up real quick. Boom. Fly to the Moon, right?
Yeah. As I said, I did a lot of sync and licensing and people shooting me beats, or I produced some stuff, and I did exactly the opposite thing. I was like, try to get a universal message out there, make it super mainstream to onboard people, you know, in some kind of way. And I do a lot of artistic stuff too. So I appreciate your message, and Sway, especially having a journey. I have another song that's more like a production journey, but that's my recent single, you know. And I never experienced with auto-tune singing before, to be honest, and never made a romantic song or something like that. And it just happened, you know, it just happened. And I was like, in the end, I was like, all right, yeah, that's crazy, man. You did something totally crazy. And people like it. So yeah, let's go, baby.
Let's go. Let's get it. Man, I never hardly use Spotify, so excuse me if it does anything
I can
weird.
send you a YouTube link, man, if you want.
Let's see. Will it work? Now I'm curious.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass, man. You need to sign up and all that weird shit. Don't worry, man.
Yeah, I don't want to do none of that shit.
I get it.
Now I do have a sign in, but it just I don't pay for Spotify, so I know I know it likes make you skip around and do random stuff. Man.
Nobody got Spotify, and I appreciated that, because I was in the musician community and everybody was like, yeah, you need to come on Spotify and all that stuff. And I was like, I hate Spotify, man. I hate all that shit. And now I'm I'm in the Web3 space and everybody telling me I hate Spotify. And I'm like, yeah, man, me too. But now I'm shooting out Spotify links, you know?
Yeah, that is funny. That's hilarious. Yo, shout out to Flat Dark Earther in the building. He said auto-tune is the shit. LOL. Let's get it. Yeah, you know the vibes. You know I rock with the auto too.
We can also listen to the production song. I mean, I'm now inspired by Swayze. You know, we can change it, man. Let's listen, because I want to show now. I want to show Swayze some wobs, you know, and we wob, and so let's get out the check the SoundCloud link, man. I just had fun with some Chaos Pet stuff, and you know, that's much better, man.
Yeah, we can play it all, man. We can play it all. You already know.
Thanks, Swayze, for the inspiration, man.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome. That's what I do. I inspire and I create.
And you're doing great, man. You're talking great. Everything is awesome, man. I want to say, because you said it was like quite a barrier to come online, right? And then get a laugh. You're doing great, man. You're doing fantastic. It feels like you're doing it for a long time, man. So yeah, keep that up, man. It's awesome.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, and that's coming from a guy who does Twitter Spaces every day. This guy been doing it every single day, and even I'm looking at him like, man, I don't know how you do that, man. Like, I do like 2 a week. I think like 2 a week or something like that, man. I'm good, you know. This guy's there every day, so.
Sunday is off. Holy Sunday is off.
Sunday.
Yeah,
Okay. At least you got one day off. Okay.
Yeah, it's important, man, for reflection and all that, man.
Yeah, I know a lot of people do it though. So kudos for that. Shout out to Marc Powers. We got a beat right here. You want to talk about it? What's the name of it?
Let's Go Walking. It's in German, you know, because I'm German. Komm, wir gehen spazieren. It means let's go walking. And that's the spirit of the song. I just had some fun with some crazy ass beats. It's a bit slow sometimes. You got some glitchy elements and stuff like that.
Okay.
I don't know. Let me tell you what you think. Your honest opinion, man. It's yeah.
It sounds creative. I like it, man. I'm already hyped and excited. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is Marc Powers. Let's go. Yo, it's your boy Awesome Jail, aka the biggest music artist in the metaverse. You just heard a joint by Marc Powers. That joint was fire, super cinematic as well. Man, y'all coming with the bangers, banger after banger after banger. Yo, shout out to everybody tuning in to the show. We are at the tail end of the show. And we just heard back-to-back bangers, great records from Marc Powers and Sway Z. Marc, did you have another one?
Yeah, we can go to the more mainstream stuff, man, if you want, because it was pretty slow. It's not a beautiful piece, right? It's just like...
yeah, man. So we're gonna jump into that, and then we're gonna jump into another one from Sway Z. Because I know both of y'all had two records. So yeah. You got to give them the full scope, man. Give them the full scope, everything. You know what I mean? So yo, shout out to everybody tuning in. Make sure you like, retweet, repost, subscribe, do all of that good stuff. But look, let's go ahead and jump into this next record from the homie Marc Powers. And this one is called Fly to the Moon. And we're going to talk about it after we play it this time. How about that? So let's go ahead and jump into this. This is Marc Powers, Fly to the Moon. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm fed up with it. Yeah, I got knocked. Yeah, the leaders got the play. Yeah.
Girl, let's fly to the moon when nobody can find us. Take my hand, I got the room. Our life will always guide us. Girl, we leaving all the glue. Leave your own one behind us. Take my hand, I got the room. Our life will always guide us.
Burning clap, traveling like cameras on the sun, make me so hot. You the love my life. Hey, I never play. I love it that you lay me. Hey, taste sweet, but I'm deep. You're always on my side. You're the only thing I need. I bring it roses, get on my knees. Hey, man, I make you more than just medicine. You're my natural remedy. Love you like the melody. Bring it back the memories and let the dreams fly. You've been always on my side, always having a crazy ride. Love makes me high. We make it laugh and style. You're always on my mind. I need you till I die. The world is bad enough. Follow me to the top. We never stop.
Girl, let's fly to the moon when nobody can find us. Take my hand, I got the room. Our love will always guide us. Girl, we leaving all that glue. Leave the whole world behind us. Take my hand, I got the room. Our love will always guide us. You better come with me, girl. Cause I got what you need, girl. The world is getting mad, girl. So let's beat the place. Damn, girl. One more year, I tell you how it goes. Shooting star, we going to the moon. Starting my ship, we gonna be there soon. Have a nice trip. See you in my room. Let me hold you down. Smelling your perfume. You're so good. I'm licking on your ooh, sweetest type boo. I truly love you, boo. You're always on my side until I die, boo. The world is ready now. Follow me to the top. We never stop. Girl, let's fly to the moon when nobody can find us. Take my hand, I got the room. Our love will always guide us. Girl, we leaving all that glue. Leave the whole world behind us. Take my hand, I got the room. Our life will always guide us. Girl, let's fly to the moon.
Yo, and that was Marc Powers, Fly to the Moon. Oh man, you know, they always trying to hit me with the commercial over on YouTube. But anyway, yo, that was that was Fly to the Moon from Marc Powers. That record was dope. That was fire. That record actually gave me some Lil Wayne vibes. I could definitely see, you know, Lil Wayne featuring on that record.
Man, that's some big ass flowers, yo.
yeah. I definitely, because it's something about your voice, man. Your voice is very animated. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely gave me some Wayne vibes.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that.
The hook about it was serious. Like that's what got it for me. It was that chorus, and when that hook came in, it was like, oh, that's where it gets you.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it just happened, you know. It was almost no effort. It just happened. And I recorded all the vocals on my iPad, man. So it was like, yeah, I don't know, man. Just having some fun with my iPad doing some stuff, I would say.
Yeah, man. You definitely need to get some performances going, man. Have you performed that song yet?
Nah, man. It happened... you know, I tell you a story about the song, okay? So some friends of mine, they sent me some I don't know, man, some romantic trap beat, they called it, you know? And I was like with some guitars and shit, and I was like, yeah, let's get it. I don't care, man. I make music. I make every kind of music.
Yo, hold on, Mark. Yo, you said romantic trap? That's a thing, bro?
I don't know. I never heard that before, man. I was laughing my ass off, you know? I was like, what the fuck is wrong with them dudes, man?
I didn't know romantic trap was a thing. I'm going to have to look into that now. I'm going to have to start writing some stuff just for you.
Man, all those briefs, man. If you read those briefs from libraries and companies, like it's like sometimes I'm not even not aware of it. I'm reading it and yeah, okay, yeah. But if you read it from a 90s perspective, you know, it's like, what the fuck, man? But yo, they sent me that beat, you know, and the guy played the guitar and stuff like that. And then I finished the song and I was like, wow, that sounds pretty good, man. I'm pretty happy with it. It was my first time singing that romantic trap stuff, you know. So and then I asked one guy, hey, yo, can you finalize the production, make it thicker, you know, because there was just the guitar chord. I added some strings in the pre-chorus, you know, not a big thing. And I was like, can you maybe mix it properly and add some thickness to it? You know what I mean? More instruments, layer it and stuff like that. And they never got back at me. And I was like, hey, yo, the song is fire. You just need to make some production on it. I don't have time at the moment. And if you want your percentage, let's do some work, man. So, that was actually my argument. And they were never back to me. And I was like, okay, I found that on my, sometimes you find stuff on your desktop, right? And I was like, oh, what is this, man? This is a banger. Oh shit, man, the melody. Oh, yo, why is that not released yet? Or even at libraries or something, So I made it thicker. I took out the original guitar because I wanted a more electronic sound, and put on some synth bass, synthesizer bass line underneath it, that it sounds bigger and stuff like that. And but I kept the whole vocals and stuff like that. I kept everything like that, but I just made it thicker, and that the drop is stronger. That was because the chorus must be like you said, Swayze. Like the chorus must be like, like bam, oh, fly to the moon. The verses are not so important. They wobbin, they just, but the chorus must be the thing, because it's pop music. It's not even rap music, I would say, So that's the story behind the song, man.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. That's a dope story, dope vibe. I love it. I love it. Yo, shout out to everybody tuning in. Make sure you like, retweet, subscribe, do all of that stuff. But I do have another record from the homie Swayze over here, and this is another Dropbox classic. Once again, we got another exclusive record from Swayze. He just put 2 up on the board exclusively. So this is not released yet, I take it. And will this be on the EP as well, Swayze?
Yeah, this is actually kind of the B-side to Clockin'. I used samples from the same source in this tune as well. And they kind of go together as a match pair, per se. But actually, the EP is actually called the Banana Split EP, but it has nothing to do with fruit. It's going to be 6 tunes, and I'm probably going to release 3 and 3. And that's where the split part comes in. So kind of give you a little info on the EP itself. But yeah, this will be on it.
Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and get into it. This record is called Never That Easy by Swayze. So let's go ahead and jump into it.
It's never quite that easy. You go through the door, they're never just sitting there waiting for you. With a welcoming smile on their face. This man's whole life is about killing. He studies it. He knows forensics. He understands police procedure. He prepares methodically so as not to leave any evidence at the scene. After he picks his target, he'll watch her for weeks. Study every routine. When she comes home, when she goes to sleep. In the morning, when the sun comes up, he can walk right up next to her. Even though the sun is still down, no one perceives it as night. Women who are careful at midnight walk around half naked 7 hours later. Finally, he'll pick a day. He takes a kit with tools, props, duct tape, handcuffs, a weapon, whatever he needs. He'll let himself in. That night, she'll get home. Go want to business on the way to the house.
Whereabouts or the identity of the woman police are referring to as Jane Doe, please call the number on your screen.
Photograph of an unknown young woman who they say might fall victim to a murder if she is not located by 9 o'clock.
Yo, and that was Swayze with Never That Easy. And that joint was crazy. That was a movie. That was a whole movie. That joint was, hey, that was fire, bro. That was so fire. That was lit. That was
Thank
lit.
you. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's kind of, it's a little bit dark, but yeah, it definitely has that movie vibe, that cinematic vibe, which is what I was going for, and it matches up, quite perfectly with the tune before it. If you really want to check out a good cinematic tune, The Conversation off my album is definitely one that you should listen to. You can get it off my Bandcamp. It is released as an NFT under a different name that has an exclusive video with that particular collection. That's on the record store. So you can either pick it up there or you can pick it up from Bandcamp. You just won't get the video. It's going to be under a different name. So if you get it off my Bandcamp, it's going to be under Dope. And if you get it off of the record store, it's called the Big Shake LP, which includes a video for Lead and Linear Equations, which is also on that album.
Okay, will do. That's fire. I'm definitely gonna go check that out. I definitely gotta hear the whole album now. I gotta hear it. That's fire, man. That's super fire. But yeah, that's it for today's show. We about to go ahead and wrap it up. We're a little over. We usually just do an hour, but went over a little bit today because y'all had these bangers on deck. So we had to play these. We had to play these records. Yo, shout out to everybody who tuned in today. This was another episode of Beast on Air. But before we get out of here, we got to do shout outs. I do it old school. I do shout outs. So we're going to start with Marc Powers. Let's start with Marc Powers. Marc Powers, do you have any shout outs before we get up out of here?
Yo, I want to give a shout out to the whole pull chain community. They supporting me. I was looking for a community my whole life, positive and funny and stuff like that. And I found it, like, with the pull chain community, so many good souls and stuff like that. I want to give a shout out to my wife, who's always supporting me, my artist journey, I mean, and my family in Berlin. They came over here in October, November, and I still miss them. I love them. And shout out to my man Newm, an old friend, Jacob, my old friend. So that's it from my side. One love to all of you, and one love to you, JL and Swayze. It was a great show, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thanks so much, man. Thanks so much for stopping by. We definitely appreciate it. Man, I definitely got to start catching those spaces. I got to catch those spaces, man, that you're doing, Marc Powers. I think you're doing some amazing work over there. Dope music, dope vibes. Keep bringing that positivity, man. We watching. So, Swayze, do you have any shout outs before we get out of here, my guy?
Oh, man, so many. You just right off the bat for even having me on the show, dude. It's much appreciated. You know, I don't do a whole lot of promotion, so for me to be able to come on here and plug some stuff is really great. So I appreciate that. But the listening room, you know, every Wednesday at 5 o'clock, that's a good space to get into. I mean, you know, those guys really are there for everything, you know, from just passing along information to onboarding and, you know, the entire Cardano community as well. But specifically my guy Jarhead, because I really wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation if he didn't pester me like he did and get me into the community. But pretty much all those guys, man. I mean, you, Cavelli, Hood Billions. I mean, guys is just doing all kinds of stuff. You know, all those deserve my appreciation. There's just too many to name, but those would be at the top of my list.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Dope shout outs. And I'd like to give a shout out to the fam. Shout out to the fam. Shout out to the family. Shout out to Wifey in the building, Giselle Avenue. Goddess Giselle, major shout out to her. We actually got a record out on my new album called The Living Album. That was the first record that she jumped on, like ever, like publicly. So shout out to her.
Everybody should go get that. Everybody should go get that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but everybody should go get that because that is a unique idea and a unique way to deliver music. One last shout out. Shaggy and So Liddy. Sorry, dude. I forgot you on the original one. My homies.
Yeah, shout out Shaggy. He pulled up first. So Liddy Records pulled up first. Major shout out to them. Like I said, got something in the works with them, chopping it up with them behind the scene, getting some dope stuff going. So yeah, major shout out to them. Yeah, shout out to Wifey. Shout out to the fam. Yo, shout out to Project Newm for sponsoring the show. Major shout out to them. They got a lot of updates in the pipeline. Man, they got some major updates coming to the marketplace. They are mind blowing, man. It's definitely gonna be a game changer in the crypto music space, man. It's gonna be a game changer. I know that for a fact. We'll get to see that, I think, around the end of this month, the end of December. So, man, stay tuned for that. Check out Project Newm and what they got going on. They definitely doing some wonders behind the scenes, man. So shout out to them. Shout out to the whole team. Excuse me. Also shout out Art Basel too. So I will be out there at Art Basel in like a week, like next week. So I'll be out there at Art Basel chopping it up, meeting up with the Web3 music fam out there. Shout out to Jay and shout out to Nessie. Shout out to Cristiano. Shout out to Violetta. Shout out to all of those cats out there. Shout out to Mr. Darius. I will be vibing with them out there at Art Basel. Major shout out to them. But yeah, that's it for shout outs. But yeah, with that being said, shout out to the audience. Shout out to y'all for pulling up to the show today. We really appreciate y'all coming through, showing love, sharing vibes. And if you're interested in Swayze or Marc Powers, their links are down below in the description. So go ahead and check them out. Go ahead and mint a few records, mint a few songs, spin their music on streaming platforms too as well. But with that being said, yo, this your boy Awesome is JL, aka the biggest music artist in the metaverse. And we are signing off.